So let's get started. First of all, I just want to talk a little bit about Apsona and where it rests. As you can see, I'm in my Salesforce demo org, and Apsona is a tab within Salesforce. It is a browser-based tool. It respects all the guards that you have in place with like profiles and permission sets. So if there's something that a user cannot see in Salesforce, they will not be able to see it in Apsona. So I just want to be really, really clear. Your data does not leave your org. It stays within your org. That's one of the benefits or the beauties of having Apsona within Salesforce. As you can see, it's set up very similarly with objects across the board. And I'm just going to focus for a moment on contacts and kind of walk you through what we're looking at here. So I'm going to start with what's called our console view. And
Oh, Rob, I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
what?
But I'm sorry. Justin just sent me a chat about importing some folks we met at a conference, and I need them inside of Salesforce so I can send them an email. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh my goodness. Does he not understand we're in the middle of a demo? Well,
I don't
I
know.
tell you what, let's take what we know and go ahead and show the team how the base license works for importing, shall we?
All right.
So thanks for sending me this CSV of all the folks that we're going to import. And there's so I'm just going to show you. This is super cool with Apsona, if you will. So if I was going to import all these folks, which I'm going to, because he did indicate these are all new people, right?
Yeah, these are all new folks.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a Control C, and I'm going to stay on the contacts here, and I'm going to go over to our tools bar, and I'm going to do an import update. And this is how we can easily update. I can save whatever I'm mapping here, and I'm just going to do a cut and paste. You could use a CSV as your data source as well. So either or works, but I just wanted to show you this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to import some new records. I copied and pasted my data. I'm going to do an update the database and upsert. And in my fields that I'm going to match, I'm going to do email, first name, last name. But I also wanted to show you that you could easily, whatever the source view is, you can easily access and pick whatever fields you need to based on the object that you're importing. So I'm just going to do my email, first name, last name. And because I did a copy and paste, I need to change this to tab so that it recognizes that it is a copy and paste. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click next. And I can see here, oh, okay, it's already mapped my first name, my last name, my email, and my mailing street. Wait, oh, wait. Look at this. There's a mess here. Ugh. I know that this is in Illinois where I'm at. So I'm just going to go ahead and update it in the grid. I can also see that I have some options up here as to how I want to validate my data. So I'm going to choose to stop and show errors instead of omitting erroneous records. And so when I click next, what's going to happen? Oh, I get to validate my data, and look at that. We have 3 mistakes that it found right away. So let's take a look at these. If I just click on this, I can see that my email is missing a .com. And my next mistake is, oh, look at that. It's got 2 @ signs. That'll never work for what Salesforce wants. So it's out of sync there. Oh, and it recognizes that Salesforce requires me to have a last name on a contact. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in line here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to revalidate my data. So let's just make sure it's okay. Oh, look at that. It's great. So I have 200 records I'm going to import. I can download my match results. I can also save my mapping. So if this is something that I do on a regular basis, I can save this and I don't have to reset things up each and every time. I just would choose the mapping in that first view. I'm going to go ahead and click import here, and it's probably going to take a second. All right. And anytime that I see a download link, download my imports, I should always do that, because remember what I said, that Apsona is a browser-based tool. We do not have access to your data. So if a mistake happens and you need to roll back, you would need this record in order to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. But then I'm going to take it a step further and I'm just going to go take a look at the list of folks that I just imported. All right. And so here are my 200 contacts. And I want to do some data snooping, if you will. So of these 200 contacts, it automatically set up a filter for me because these are the ones I just imported. And I have this lovely tool here. I can do some drill up and drill down. So the first thing I want to do is see, oh, are there any accounts that might be related to these folks? So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And look at that. I have 69 accounts that are related to those contacts that I just imported. Now, do you think Justin might want to know what opportunities are outstanding with these accounts? What do you think?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
definitely think so.
All right. So let's see if we can get to that. So I click all again, and I'm going to go back to my tools, and I'm going to drill down to the opportunity via the account. And within minutes, look at that. I can see all the opportunities that are related to the imports that I just did. Do you think you'll be happy?
Very happy. And we did
All
this
right.
in less than 10 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Well, can you let them know that it's done? And now I'm going to go back to my lovely demo. Is that okay? All
Totally
right,
fine.
cool. All right, cool. All right, so I'm just going to go back here. I'm just going to refresh my screen because I want to walk you through this a little bit. Are we doing okay on time?
Yep, been
Okay,
great.
great. All right. So I started by saying this is our console view. And I wanted to just kind of show you some things here. So right off the bat, it tells me how many contacts I have. If I wanted to look at a specific contact, it pops out. I hope you can see my screen okay. It pops out the information on that specific contact. As you can see, the word edit is coming up all over the place. I can edit right here if I choose. It also shows me all my related lists. Um, so I can easily do some adding, updating right here. I can create filters that allow me to see things. That's not my absolute favorite part of this base license, though. Let's talk about this. This is a tabular view, and I would liken a tabular view to an Excel spreadsheet view, if you will. And this is where the superpowers for admins really comes from. So a couple of things that I want to point out. So I have the ability to create filters, and I don't want to look at all 408,000 because I want to do some demoing for you here. So I already created a filter called demo first name begins with C to kind of limit what I see. And as you can see, the minute I apply that filter, it goes down to 43,359. Now, the other cool thing about Apsona is you can also save what's called a field set. So if this is like a data cleansing thing that I'm going to do on a regular basis, in my case, I want to look at mailing addresses and do some cleanup with mailing addresses. So I can click on my mailing filter, and what it does is it allows me to see the columns that I want to see in this view with this filter. I could choose other filters as well, but I know I'm going to do some data cleanup. If I needed to adjust this, I could easily do that by just clicking set columns and pull over whatever other fields I need. If I needed to save that as a new field set, I could easily do that as well. In my case, what I wanted to show you is in this view, you have the ability to filter, and I'm going to do um, with mailing state, and I hope you could see this okay. So the first thing I did is I clicked in the blank mailing state province field, and right away, all the filters that Apsona has right outside out of the box come up. Now in Salesforce, standard filters there are 9 of them. In Apsona, you double that. You get 18 of them. And in my case, I know that somebody didn't use the two-letter version of the state, so I'm going to type in California, if I could spell it correctly, and I'm going to say contains, and I'm going to look and see what I've got here. And so if I wait a second, oh, look at that. I have 10 people that they didn't use the two-letter California abbreviation for. So if I want to quickly update that, I simply come over here, I click this box, I select all of those, And if I go to my tools, I have the ability to do what's called update checked. And I can easily go find that field. So I'm just going to type in state because that's easier than mailing and put that here. And I'm going to update the value to CA. I can see that I have 10 records I'm going to update. And I'm just going to click update. And I'm going to wait a second and it's done. Again, I will download my results. If this is something that I do on a regular basis, I could save this action. If it's something that happens on a regular basis, I could take care of it that way. If I come back here, I can see that this is now cleared because there are no more Californias. So if I come back here and clear this out, and now if I tried to look for California again, yes, I cannot spell. Sorry, guys.
Mm.
Um, Contains, I'm going to get a 0 result, I believe. Yes. All right. The other piece that I wanted to just kind of talk you through, and this is where I think that this view, the tabular view, is really helpful. So if I wanted to see something about cadence here, I could easily pop this out, and these can be defined by your admin, but you can see all the related lists that are related to this particular contact. I can add things if I want to right from here. I don't have to click it out. Um, Oops, sorry about that. I can also, this is kind of cool too. So if I drill down and I'm looking at my opportunity contact role, I can also go and see the opportunity and I can make edits right from here without having to do a lot of clicks. This other feature that we have, let's say for some reason you do feel like, oh, I need to just look at this record for a minute, something doesn't look right. And sometimes looking at the full record is helpful. You could easily pop that out and now you're looking at the entire contact record and it took you right there. So you know exactly what it is you're looking for and you can review the data. I'm going to transition because this is a good place to stop here. So this is the admin version, if you will. These are the people that have the Apsona for Salesforce license, but you actually also have the ability to give end users the same capabilities, if you will, but only focusing on the data that they need to see. So I'd be curious if you could put in the chat or the Q&A, how many of you have ever experienced complaints from your end users when they say, oh, there's too many clicks to get the data into Salesforce? And then what are your thoughts on what that does to your data, right? If you can't get people to put the data in, it's hard to make decisions based on the data, right? So Apsona also has a feature called grids, and I'm going to take you over to the admin view first, which is where the magic lies. And I'm going to focus on this one particular version here. We created one called Sales Teams Opportunity Products and Roles. Um, to see what an end user might see, you can actually provide them a link and it pops it out and it gives them kind of the same view as the tabular view, but specifically with whatever it is you've set up in the background that they need to do. So you can see it. Now you can see I have some special features here. I'm going to talk through those in a second. Um, and so as an admin, I can control what folks are seeing. So this is my grid name and I did my due diligence and wrote my description in. This is for sales team members who so they can review, update, and mass update their opportunities. I also created some grids for opportunity products and opportunity contact roles, and I'll talk about those in a second. When you are setting up a grid for your users, you can select whatever fields you need in order for them to see. So whatever's pertinent. So instead of seeing everything that's on the page, they only see the things that are necessary for them, thus making it easier for them to fill in their data and you have up-to-date data. You can set filters, so you can set a default filter and you can also provide them with additional filters. Now, for the case of this demo, I did not do that, but I just wanted you to know that that functionality is there. You can also do the format rules, and we just saw some of those in the grid that I showed you. In the case of opportunities, I created one based on amount that says if the amount of this opportunity is greater than $50,000 or $500,000, excuse me, can't read my numbers, then I want it to be a bright orange so it pops out when the sales rep or the donation folks are looking at it. I also created a secondary one that says if the amount is empty, they need to go fill it in. And so I made it yellow so that it jumps out. Okay. I'm going to jump over to these subgrids. Subgrids strictly allow you to drill down a little bit so that you can get to what you need. So this is a product subgrid, and it's looking at the opportunity product and it's doing a lookup to the opportunity ID. Aaliyah is throwing some links in the chat for you. So if you want to grab those, there's extra documentation on all the stuff that I'm talking about because I know I'm talking really fast. And so if you need some time to kind of review it, we wanted to provide you those links. This is also, I'm looking at an opportunity contact role and it's a lookup field to the opportunity ID and it's pulling in the opportunity contact role based on that. So if I go back here, the last thing I wanted to show you that you have to put in place is as the admin, you get to decide what can the end user do. Can they mass update? Can they mass delete? Can they mass add task or can they export? There are some companies that don't want people to be able to export. You can see I've unchecked mass delete because I don't want my users mass deleting anything. But maybe I want to, as a sales rep or a donation person, I would like to add tasks, or maybe I just need to update a quick status. I can easily do that from that grids view. Now, the other cool thing about grids that I've saved here to show you is you can actually embed them on an object. So imagine if you're a sales rep and this is your account and you want to go see what's going on with the opportunities that are there. That grid that I showed you is actually right here in a Visual Force page. So I can see all my deals that meet the criteria. I can also see, oh, gee, I need to fill in. And I just simply would click here and save and fill it in. All right. I think I got through it all. With that being said, and we made Justin happy. How lucky are we? Right?